standing here right now outside of the Scott Center here at the National Jamboree for the dedication of Rex Tillerson's statue, which has just been unveiled, and the introduction of Rex.
And called by destiny to do things that our Maker has asked us to do. And I've heard this person talk
Here's
about
the statue.
he's ready to be called to do the things that our Maker would ask us to do. Now this person I'm talking about is already a good father, a good husband, a good grandfather, a person who knows, is centered who he is, who knows who his father is, has been a good son.
Tell you what, guys, I'll try to get up a little closer so you can see Rex and hear what he has to say. Finishing up here, Scott live from the Jambo. Well, the thing is, if you could see out here, that's where Rex Tillerson and the group is. But it's way too loud to try to do it out there. Well, Rex Tillerson, actually his title right now is Secretary of State, and he is the big man for international policy and things for the United States of America. He's a former president of the National Boy Scouts of America.
He is a distinguished Eagle Scout.
Oh yeah, he has many accolades to his existence, and today they dedicated a statue in his honor, and they've raised $50 million to an educational building that's going to be built right here at the summit.
An educational building. Now, this piques my interest. An educational building. So, in other words, listeners, when the Jamboree is over, don't forget, this place is always here. This is owned by the Boy Scouts of America. So the education building, I'm just guessing, is going to bring school kids from all over Virginia to the summit.
Well, I would say more, the scouts who attend, you know, the venturers, the Boy Scouts, the Cub Scouts, anybody who is welcomed here at the summit will be able to participate in this building. And I don't have a lot of details on it, just what was shared with us during the dedication. But the amazing point is it came up with 10 million.
10 million.
And then Rex got involved, and the next thing you know, $50 million later, the project's ready to roll.
You love how a discussion can go like that at a Jamboree, all in the space of 10 minutes. I'd love to have $50 million.
It's crazy. It is crazy. But in the end of that, right in front of the dedication area, we're here at the 2019 World Jamboree booth. And with us today, we have Keegan, who is one of the Dream Team members, who is representing Canada. And he's very excited, as we are, about being able to have the World Jamboree hosted right here at the summit.
Well, Keegan, I have to start off by asking you, how do you get nominated to be a member of the Dream Team? Because it's an awesome, awesome job.
It is a pretty awesome job to be able to work, one, closely with the leadership of the World Scout Jamboree, but two, to have had the chance over the past 5 years to meet scouts from all over the world and get to do some pretty cool things. And we were just lucky enough to be chosen each, 3 of us from Canada, 3 from Mexico, and 3 from the United States, by our scout associations to represent them with the Jamboree.
Now, what does the job entail? Like, I guess that with doing a World Jamboree of that size and magnitude at the summit, how many meetings are you called into every week?
Quite a number. We meet fairly extensively within our own team, but we also meet with all of the various department heads and the staff that report under them to really try and shape what the participant and the IST experience at this Jamboree is going to be like. But we have the cool job of shaping the experience and making other people do all the hard work.
So you learned the scout method, what we call the realistic scout method. It's called delegate, and run away.
Exactly. We've become very good at delegating within our team.
So your tent probably is the most popular tent, if not one of the most popular tents at the Jamboree, because everyone wants to know about the World Jamboree. And I say, with the amount of Boy Scouts there, all in their home state, home country, home area would be a better way to put it. How are they going to delegate so many Americans to so many World Scouts coming to the World Jamboree? What's the ratio?
So there'll be the U.S. contingent will be about 10,000 people. 2,700 of those will be IST and work among the rest of the IST from around the world, and they'll have about 160 units of participants here.
So Americans aren't getting, or Canadians or Mexicans aren't going to get top priority to this World Jamboree. It is going to be open to the world.
Exactly. It's super important to us that we truly have a World Jamboree and that participants and volunteers from around the world have the opportunity to come here. As well, we want to make sure that that great cultural representation and cultural exchange can happen by making sure there's a good mix of people from all over the world.
Well, I don't know, has Scott and Dave and Ed been filling you in, but I'm going to be a daddy in about a month's time for the first time. So, but I have told my wife, I don't care if I carry a toddler on my arm. I am bringing my toddler into the World Jamboree, even as a day visitor, and the scouting radio mic in the other hand.
Definitely worth it. There's still tons of stuff for day visitors even to experience at the Jamboree. Right now our booth is in the Summit Center, which has its own miniature versions of the zip lines, the canopy tour courses, the rock climbing. So there's still tons to do even if you don't come as a participant as IST, but just want to come visit us for a day or two.
Hey, make sure you book your hotel way in advance, by the way.
Exactly.
That's a key thing. If people are coming as day visitors, I guess like West Virginia is going to book out very, very quickly.
Yeah, you definitely need to plan in advance. A good scout is always prepared, so be prepared. Have your hotel room or your accommodations booked. Once you're coming in as a visitor, you'll go to the Ruby Welcome Center, which is a fantastic new building and parking lot. And from there, you'll hop on one of the shuttles and come into the site and really experience it as you drive in for the first time. It's quite the magnificent drive-in.
Well, the nice thing is Ed Evans, it's in his home state, so he's been offering me a load of different alternatives of where to stay. I think I'll be just handing over the baby to him and coming into the Jamboree.
That'll definitely work.
Yeah, babysitter Ed.
Yeah, babysitter Ed. He's not here to defend himself at the moment, listeners. So we'll have to do it that way. Now, we have to ask you, what's going to be different at the World Jamboree? Of course, the world is coming, but is there going to be? Have you any hidden secrets that you could tell us of what you're going to add to make this bigger than what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so I think for scouts from around the world, one of the things they'll notice that's different in terms of the program is all of the great adventure opportunities at the summit. So there's the big zip, there's canopy tours, there's whitewater rafting. So there's all of these things that we haven't necessarily seen at a World Scout Jamboree before that they're going to experience. And for the BSA participants, for them, it's those Global Development Village and the the Faith and Beliefs villages. Those are different elements that they don't have at their National Jamboree that are going to be unique for the World Jamboree here at the summit.
Now, a lot of our listeners have been saying that Foxtrot Base Camp has the ventures in the campsite. Now, one question, and we want to put this on record. Some people were saying that Boy Scouts were not allowed to attend the Foxtrot Base Camp. Is that true, or can you rock up as a Boy Scout and want to see other people in the Foxtrot Base Camp and trade badges, for example?
Yeah, Justin, Foxtrot is in itself venturing and international and exploring. So it's an age group thing. It's also a co-ed environment where Boy Scouts is not necessarily falls under those guidelines. So just because they are there, they all mingle here in the Scout Center. It's about where you stay, not about where you hang out and have fun.
Exactly. Okay, that clears that message up. Now, again, it comes back to the World Scout Jamboree. It's going to feel a lot different to the Boy Scouts of America because you're going to have mixed groups, mixed associations coming to the Jamboree. Has this all been thought through?
It definitely has, and Luckily, with Canada and Mexico as partners, we've got tons of experience on this, and we're working with the Boy Scouts of America. But you won't see any difference from previous World Scout Jamborees and how base camps are allotted. In fact, a number of our base camp chiefs were here at the site the past few days, and they're all really excited to welcome participants, male, female, however you identify, to any of the base camps throughout the Jamboree. And they've got some big things planned for their base camp programming.
Now, I must ask, is this your first time at the summit? Or have you been around a couple of times because you are on this dream team?
This is my second time at the summit, but my first time here for a Jamboree. So when we came last summer, it was nowhere near as busy as this. I mean, there's, I think, about 33,000 people here right now. So it's, there's scouts everywhere, there's volunteers and staff everywhere, and it's really exciting to see the summit in full action.
Yes, this is
Not to mention all the visitors who are in today.
Yeah, the visitors started coming in today. They're going to be streaming through all week, and they get to take a bus in from the Ruby Center and see all the action that's going on as well.
Yeah, our hope today, Justin, was to sit and let you see all the mega patch trading take place behind us here at the Summit Center, not knowing that Rex Tillerson was going to be here having his statue dedicated. But you know, we're here now, and it's way too loud out there, so we came back behind the World Jamboree tent so we could do this interview with you.
Yeah, and it sounds great, guys. Like even if we have to use it on a cell phone, we're still broadcasting live from the Jamboree. It looks great. So the other thing I must ask is how many day visitors do you expect in today? Even how many day visitors do you expect?
Oh, that's a question you'd have to ask somebody who's a little more in check with the reservation process here at the Jamboree. We're guessing that, you know, tomorrow is going to be the biggest visitation day because the opening show is going to happen at night, and so that in itself is going to be one of those things that will draw a lot of people in. I've seen plenty of the visitors' passes hanging around people's necks up here because they really can't venture out into the activity areas. They're only welcome right here in the Summit Center.
The Summit, how many can the Summit Center actually hold? Like, it's a big, huge open area at the bottom of the hill. How many people would you imagine is walking around at this very moment in time?
Well, the stadium where the show will be on Saturday night holds approximately 70,000 people.
Wow.
Which is right Summit Center. I'm going to say that it can handle, because it's so open. You have the activity base on one side, you have the Scott community area in the center, and then you have the trading post and the dining area up here at the top of the hill. You're talking tens of thousands of people.
That's absolutely incredible. Now, can the day visitors stay for the whole open ceremony?
They're here for a specific amount of time during the day. I think at 5 o'clock everybody has to leave. Tomorrow it's different with the show going on, but they are bussed in and out, and their access is limited right here as a visitor to the Scott Center.
Will they be allowed to see the concert?
What was that again?
Will they be allowed to stay for the concert tomorrow night?
Oh yes, yeah. If they purchase a pass for that,
Yeah,
which that tomorrow their access for that does include that in their visitors pass.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Now, if we can just address the World Jamboree again and say, for day visitors, will you have concerts like this that day visitors can attend at the World Jamboree?
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have the same stadium shows for the World Scout. Well, not the same, but our own version of the stadium shows for the World Scout Jamboree that visitors will be more than welcome to attend and get their day visitor pass to be there.
It sounds absolutely awesome. I can't wait till 2019 to come along. Now, how many trading stations do you think is behind you there, Scott?
I don't know if it's the stations. There are, yeah. It's insane the amount of trading. Now, a visitor who comes in and sets up an area has to buy a pass to do that. But you got the scouts walking around trading constantly.
Yeah.
So it's just to keep regulation on visitors trading badges. They have to have a pass as well.
If you're going to set up a station to trade, you have to have a pass. If you're just walking around, hey, give me a patch, give me a patch, give me a patch, you do not have to have a trader's vending or a trader's authorization.
Because a couple of parents and listeners were asking that question: could they come in as day visitors and trade badges? And what's to say that they're trading fairly? Well, we just hope people are good scouts and trade fairly with other scouts.
The way things have changed this year is that youth and adults can exchange patches between one another. It used just to be youth can trade with youth and adults traded with adults. So now it's open to everybody. But if you want to open up like a little site or a business type of operation for trading, you do have to buy a vending license to do that. Otherwise, you can walk around with your bag of patches and trade.
Okay, so and hopefully it doesn't get competitive. We have had, unfortunately, we're sorry to say to you guys, we have had some reports of Boy Scouts reporting to their parents back home that their badges did get stolen on them. Now, it's not scouting. Let's hope that that other members of their group will give them spare badges and assist them in getting some badges before they go home.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything of that. Last night, the Boys Life Party Machine played over at Base Camp B or Bravo, and boys were losing their patches more than they were anything else.
Yeah.
So we had kids bringing us patches saying, hey, we found these. And that's what we like to know about Boy Scouts is that, they found badges and they brought them to us to return them to the rightful owner.
That's the good story. And let's go with the good story. We can't single out what we have to say must be minority stories about bad luck of people losing badges and badges getting stolen. There's over 30,000 scouts at this jamboree. There is going to be, unfortunately, some bad stories, but I think the more we have more good stories than bad.
Yeah, always.
Absolutely.
Always. And again, there's 24,000 here with the visitors. I mean, that could go up from there. Yeah.
Now, Scott, you did mention, I did see on your Facebook page earlier on, you met, can we call him still a Boy Scout? He is 91 years of age.
Oh, Mr. Russell?
Russell.
Mr. Russell was amazing. He's 91 years old. He's here on staff at the Boy Scouts. He's working in anywhere that they will have him because he knows all the merit badges. He's kind of moving around, and he earned his Eagle Scout in 1941, and he has an amazing story because one of his focuses is APO, which is the social fraternity for scouting, and the Knights of Dudamus, which is now known as NISA, or the National Eagle Scout Association.
Is so cool. I think we should have
so much.
Say you could sit with him all day talking about scouting in the past 50, 60 plus years that he's been doing scouting. It's incredible. So, are you going to get him dancing with you with the party machine?
If he shows up at a party machine, definitely we will try to have him do whatever. But I would like to get him on this show to talk to him live. Because he has so many stories about scouting with his 91 years. And plus, being in scouts during the Second World War is pretty amazing at how because he was on the West Coast during that time.
So after the Jamboree finishes, are you going to be staying around for a while longer? Are you going to be helping break down the campsite?
So we've got a few more events to hit up this summer. So I'm going to miss the closing stadium show because I'm heading to Iceland with one of my colleagues, Megan, for the moot. So we'll be there to talk to all of the moot participants about being IST in 2019. And then the rest of our team has to get ready for the World Scout Conference and World Scout Youth Forum in Azerbaijan later next month.
My goodness, you are going to be seriously jet lagged by the end of this month.
It's been a great month of scouting. We started on the east coast of Canada 2 weeks ago for the Canadian Jamboree. We've got 2 weeks here, and then we head off and part ways to cover a few more events around the world for the next month.
He actually does have
so many on the dream team.
He has the best job in the world. He's traveling the globe talking about scouting. I want your job. Hey.
It's a pretty awesome job.
You know, you could help him get the word out, Justin, just by doing what you're doing, buddy.
Why should people come to the World Jamboree? Tell us why the World Jamboree is going to be the best World Jamboree in decades.
I think there's so many reasons to come to the World Scout Jamboree. We've got an incredible site that was sustainably built. So we've got probably the most sustainable World Jamboree to ever occur. And it really is a fantastic location for this kind of event. It was built to be scouting. I think the analogy I've heard the most is this is scouting's Disneyland. And it's nothing short of that. It is quite the site. The people, I mean, as we saw in 2015 in Japan, scouting is full of incredible people, and they're going to be the people that make your Jamboree experience fantastic. And our team is working really hard to make sure that we have all the right people in place and all of the right experiences to connect you with all of those people.
Well, I'm already sold. Well, you didn't even have to sell it to me. As soon as I heard that, like, 2019 it was going to be in America, I was going to swim over the Atlantic to come to the Jamboree. No matter what, I was going to be at that Jamboree. And even if I'm holding a baby in my arms, I will be in that campsite. I might have the youngest day visitor to the Jamboree.
We're looking forward to getting you over here, so you better be making plans right now.
Just make sure you have a wetsuit for the swim. It gets a little cold.
And a short.
And shorts, yeah. I think I'll let my wife bring the baby over on the plane while I swim.
Yeah.
Hey, just one quick thing, Justin. We want to thank Mr. Bill Cherry again for being our camera guy and holding his phone and doing all the work for us behind the scenes here.
I think we have to spin it across and see Bill and see how the work is going. Go on, let's see Bill.
Look, he's got cramps in his hands from holding it.
Hello, Justin. Good to see you.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. I think he's deserved a Scouting Radio neckerchief as well. He's working behind the scenes all the time on our shows. Bill, you're awesome.
Well, the thing is, Justin, I'm with a very good group of people.
Thank you very much.
We all have passion for what we do.
Guys, it's been great talking to you again. You're going to the Charlie base camp, I guess, tonight, Scott.
Tonight is Alpha.
Alpha.
Yeah, we're at Alpha tonight, and we're going to have a big crowd there because that's where my council's from.
My council's there,
and Dave's council is there, so we're gonna tear it up.
You can stretch the going to bed time.
No. We wrap up about 9 o'clock. We do have the what's it called again?
The telescope.
Exploring.
Scientific exploring or.
Explore Scientific.
A gentleman with telescopes.
Yep, Explore Scientific is with us with about 15 telescopes so the kids can look at the night sky, and we're praying that there's no clouds because Saturn and Jupiter are both up. So it'd be great to see them.
Yeah.
Please God, let's hope so. Guys, great talking to you, and thanks a million for joining us from the Dream Team as well.
Now, like us and follow us. www.facebook.com/scoutingradio.
Yes, facebook.com/Scouting Radio. You can also find us at www.scoutingradio.com, or you can email us studio@scoutingradio.com. We are on Skype. Skype us Scouting Radio, all one word. And of course, you can download our app from the Google Play Store. Just visit our website www.scoutingradio.com. You'll see all the latest news and events there. You can interact with the rest of the team. You're probably wondering, where is Kenneth at the moment? Well, Kenneth is taking a bit of a break at the moment because Kenneth became a daddy once more, and he called his son William, and congratulations to Kenneth. And he has done a couple of shows. He would have loved to have been at CJ 2017 earlier this month, but he couldn't leave his wife and all his kidlets as well. So congratulations to Kenneth. It's great news, and finally a boy in the family.
Scouting Radio is listener-supported radio. We are a volunteer station funded by you, the Scouting Radio listener, through donations and purchases on our online store. Visit scoutingradio.com.
Now, some people were saying what's happening with the shop front on the Scouting Radio page, and to answer that question, listeners, it's the Scouting Radio shop is taking a major overhaul. It hopefully will be finished over the weekend, if not next week. But you can still buy badges if you're interested in buying any of the Scouting Radio badges, like this one. It's under my cup at the moment. If you want to get your hands on one of the Scouting Radio badges that I'm holding up to the studio camera at the moment, if you send us an email, studio@scoutingradio.com, we'll arrange how you can get one, and all proceeds go towards keeping Scouting Radio live on air. This is a song from the Colombian Centenary Jamboree. Live internet radio on Scouting, 24 hours a day. It's Scouting Radio. Yes, indeed. Keep your emails coming into Scouting Radio.
We live under Mother Nature.
Studio@scoutingradio.com. That is our email address.
Sharing love and help each other. Jamboree.
Facebook.com/Scouting Radio. Or if you want to watch back some of our webcams and videos and reports, we're on YouTube as well. All the details on our official website, www.scoutingradio.com.
Scouting Radio. Follow us on Twitter. Keyword Scouting Radio.
Yes, follow us on Twitter, Scouting Radio as the keyword. Now, want to thank Scott and Dave and Keegan earlier on. What a great report from the guys, and you can see that they were in the main area of the Jamboree campsite, giving us reports back there as well, especially Keegan talking about the World Jamboree in 2019, because make no doubt about it, listeners, this is the warm-up to the 2019 Jamboree, and what perfection that they're having there. Now, let's be honest, there has been a couple of incidents And what Jamboree goes on where there isn't a couple of incidents at the Jamboree? Now, like I mentioned earlier on, we have been getting some emailed in to studio@scoutingradio.com from disgruntled parents, and rightly so. I do not condone this, with badges being stolen, whether it be inside the groups, whether it's been dealt at group level or whatever. The point is, and like Scott mentioned, at the bashes, at the party jams that they're doing each night at different sub camps, there's been scouts dropping badges on the ground, and they've been coming up to Scott and giving them back. So, it's important to realise that there's more to the Jamboree than just badges as well. Yes, it's important. It's nice to trade fairly, even if it's an adult trading with a youth. Trade fairly. Remember your scout laws, listeners. And why disappoint other scouts? And do you know what? It's been great. I've seen other threads and other comments that's coming into Scouting Radio throughout the day where people have lost badges. Ed talked earlier this week about lost and found, and made a joke about losing his cell phone. These guys are working around the clock. They're all volunteers, guys, and all the volunteers that's come on board to keep this Jamboree going. And really want to thank Scott, Dave, and all the hometown media team, including Bill behind the scenes, holding the cell phone. Sorry, I should hold it this way. Holding a cell phone up so we could get that report earlier on from the campsite. It's great. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate everything that you are doing for Scouting Radio. Skype us, Scouting Radio, all one word. You can call us, you can email us, studio@scoutingradio.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Scouting Radio is the keyword there. And if you want to see any of our past programs or anything, it's ondemand.scoutingradio.com.
Always ready, always on, 24 hours a day. Scouting Radio.
Yeah, now I have to say, we look forward to talking, if Scott can arrange an interview with John Russell, 91 years of age, listeners, 91 years of age, still attending jamborees. I love to be 91 years of age and still attending jamborees and see. I say that guy, you could sit with him for hours and hours on end and hear all his stories. We must get him on Scouting Radio at some stage, even after the Jamboree. What else have we got coming up? Well, Scott Jam is finished. We're going to be trying to link up with some of the team and scouts that attended Scott Jam and hear what their experiences were. I say a lot of people recovering from that. We have reports still coming in from the Canadian Jamboree, CJ 2017. We still have reports coming in from Nord 2017, Norway. The Balbriggan Scouts are going over to Denmark. We have seen some videos and some photos coming in from the Balbriggan Scouts from Dublin, and they are attending Denmark, and we'll be catching up with Dave Smith and the rest of the guys over in Denmark during the week coming. Carja 2017, that starts off in Castle Saunderson. Tomorrow is the launch party of Carja 2017. That is open for beavers, cubs, scouts, ventures and rovers, all having a big bash up on the Cavan Fermanagh border. I think Tony Smith, the camp chief, has just arrived back at Castle Saunderson as well. We might try and catch up with Tony as well and try and do some calls tomorrow. NIJAM, Northern Ireland Jamboree, up in Crawfordsburn, that will be happening in a week's time. We also got a message in. Meet Tony, a childhood cancer survivor. He is a Star Scout from Holmdel, New Jersey, and a nephew of a Foxtrot commissioner. Tony had hoped to participate in the 2017 Jamboree, but is due for kidney transplant next week, so unable to attend. To celebrate Tony, we are collecting patches, Jamboree souvenirs for him, so please drop something by. I believe that is in the Foxtrot base camp. If there is scouts listening into Scouting Radio that can drop some badges up that direction as well. This is our first Jamboree, and I think they should do away with the trading thing, says one listener. A bunch of my sons were stolen today. This is what we were talking about earlier on. So much for Scout is trustworthy. And then later on, we got an update saying the incident has been reported. People offered to help him with some patches. Even some of his boys in the patrol gave him a couple of ghost patches. He's doing okay. Thank you for all the support. It's minor, a couple of incidents that's happened. Now, there's 30,000 plus scouts here. It's not scouting. Guys, trade fairly. And we don't like hearing these stories on Scouting Radio. We will report them. We'll remind people to trade fairly. But everyone else, the majority of people are having a great time, and don't forget all the volunteers that make it happen. I want to say hello to the 3rd and 4th Loud Scouts who have arrived in Salzburg, Denmark for the SL Jamboree. We'll try and catch up with the Drogheda Scouts, 3rd and 4th Loud of Scouting Ireland. Hello to the Alaskan BSA National Jamboree contingent who are learning about the 1910th camps, Silver Bay, New York, and they must have been down at Brownsea earlier on. At the National Jamboree, Boy Scouts of America National Jamboree, that is. Scouts in Oxfordshire are over in Kenya and visiting Baden Powell's grave in Nairi in Kenya. Hello to you guys. I hope you are enjoying that. Some photos from Jay Jones from Four Corners Scouts at the Jamboree, and they were out on the water today. Hello to you guys as well. Want to say hello to the 5th Beverly Scouts. End their term with at a search and rescue helicopter base. Hello to you guys as well. And please leave your names on these messages as well. One listener says, on our way to the Summit Mountain Activities 6-mile hike. Yes, Joe is our Order of the Hour man in the blue who will lead us on a hike and all the activities. And they sent in some photos. If you want to send us photos, please do so. studio@scoutingradio.com. It's Justin Dawson, live internet radio on Scouting. We do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since 2005.
This is my radio. Live news on Scouting since 2005.
I love this station.
They're always on.
I listen all the time.
Scouting Radio.
ಬನ್ನಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಹಾಡೋಣ ಭವ್ಯವಾದ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಪ್ರೇಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂದೇಶ ನಮ್ಮ ವಚನ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಯಮ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಪಾಲಿಸೋಣ ಯುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನೇ ನಿರ್ಮಿಸೋಣ
That song always catches me by surprise, listeners. It's just far too short.
Download the official Scouting Radio app for your Android phone and listen to our station live or our shows on demand. Available for free from the Google Play Store. Search for Scouting Radio Official at the Google Play Store.
Want to say hello to Mario Trump. He's listening in from Aruba. Thank you for listening in. Who else have we got here? Peter Anliker. Thank you for tuning in to Scouting Radio. Also to Michael or Scotty Evans, thank you for tuning in. Who else have we got here? Tanner Carter, thank you for joining us on Scouting Radio and becoming a fan of our Facebook page. Want to also say hello to Kathy, thank you for listening in. To Mariko, thank you for joining us on Scouting Radio. Who else have we got here? Oh, we are on the wrong page. We had some messages earlier on Scouting Radio that I was to read out, and you know what, we have so many messages coming in, so please bear with us while we do shout outs. Jamie Chrisman, hello to you. Naomi Jean Thorne and Patrick Dorian, Lisa Young, Saxon, Betty Pizzana Skelly, thank you for tuning in to Scouting Radio. Valerie Leddington, thank you for joining us on Scouting Radio. Hello also to Shannon, thank you for your messages earlier on, Shannon, and hope your son is enjoying the rest of the Jamboree. Hello to Kendall Rice-Vale, Jesse Timmons, Troy Leonard, Ben Ward, thank you for all your support for Scouting Radio. Keep them coming in. studio@scoutingradio.com is our email address. studio@scoutingradio.com. Hello also to D Lamb, and someone did send us me a message earlier on, and I can't find it now. She wanted to shout out to one of her boys who's at the National Jamboree. I can't find the message. We've had so many messages coming in. We are also retweeting all your messages as they come in to Scouting Radio. Use the word @Scouting Radio. Send us photos and we will retweet them as well.
Live internet radio on Scouting. Available 24 hours a day at www.scoutingradio.com.
Gracious giver of all good, thee we thank for rest and full. Grant that all we do or say in thy service be this day. Grant that all we do or say in thy service be this
Keep following Scouting Radio for the latest news and information on Scouting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. www.scoutingradio.com.
Scouting Radio. Who said scouting was just for geeks?
Simon's standing very scared in the corner here. Would you actually eat any of these, Simon? It's gone! Simon has eaten a mealworm and it's going to be growing inside him. Will it grow inside him?
Yeah, huge. It'll turn into a plurry big snake, mate.
Scouting Radio.